Well, YouTube, it's a snow day. I thought I would take a moment and film a toolbox tour. All right, guys, so here's my Snap-on box. This is a 54 wide by 24 deep. I have shorter arms, so I went 24 instead of 30. Had this thing for about 17 years, I think. So overall, it's in excellent condition for what it is, but let's jump into some of the tools that I use as a backyard mechanic. So Snap-on pry bores, you need to have the big boy. That is one of the most useful, is the most useful pry bar I own. And then, of course, they're all striking through on the Snap-on, which is super handy. I just bought this gear wrench one, and I like it so much, I think I'm going to get the whole set. You can push this button right here, and it locks into different positions, so you can get crazy leverage. Super cool. Mac tools for grabbing your belt, serpentine belt. Got the heel bars, some Snap-on stuff. Blowgun. Got to have a little finger action claw tool here. I just have this big magnetic bracket attached to the side of the box, so it's bolted to the box, but then everything is magnetic on it. Pretty handy. These are some of my pliers that I keep handy. I have other stuff in other areas. I have several toolboxes in this shop. I'm only going to go over the Snap-on one today. Got a fab box over there. So socket drawer. I recently switched over to a combination of Tecton. This one's Tecton. These are Ernst, but these are the Socket Boss. Everything locks in, so you twist lock them all out. And also you can push like a little button right here and then move the whole tray out. You could grab each individual rail out. Kind of cool. So yeah, these are for like kicking out lug nuts when you don't have a wheel lock key. These will get your wheel locks out. Got impact torques and hex. O2 sensor stuff. Triple squares for European vehicles. These are good for putting your taps in when you're doing tap and die type stuff. And then you can put a socket on it with a ratchet. I got some Snap-on 3/8 drive, universal. These are super handy. And I have the metrics and then the standards. Spark plug type sockets. 3/8 drive, torques. These are called ride sockets. I couldn't even find these anywhere in town. Even Snap-on didn't know what they were, but these are actually for Alfa Romeos. So I bought a set because I worked on some stupid vehicles. 12-point, quarter-inch drive stuff. More metric and standard hex. More triple square with tamper-proof. E-torques. E-torques with quarter-inch drive. Tamper-proof torques and some quarter-inch, and then it steps up to 3/8. And then your sockets, Phillips, flatheads type stuff. These are the extra 10 mils. And then you got quarter-inch, metric and standard. Adapters, swivels, impacts, some 12-point standard and 12-point metric stuff. Over here, just impact, 1/2 inch. This is a full set that runs up in the shallows, and then the deeps are missing a few. And then 3/8 impact, 3/8 chromies. Same thing over here, 3/8 chromies, 3/8 impacts. 1/2 inch, 12 points. More metric, or sorry, more standard impact. And then this is a big 3/4 inch drive set. That is, it's not something you grab often, but it has saved my butt so many times. These are for like oil filter caps. And then you have, obviously, this is oxygen sensor. These are some random one-off pieces. Impact driver for getting out stubborn stuff. You need to use a hammer. And these are really cool. I just picked up these magnetic bit socket holders off Amazon. These are pretty cool. Good way to maximize some space. Decent use of space. first wrench drawer. You got standard on the left and metric on the right. We'll start over here. So this is some of my like super original stuff. Westward, I've had this for probably 20 years. Not the best, nothing wrong with it, honestly. I mean, I've upgraded some stuff recently. These are just Mastercraft Maximum, but they're all actual gear wrench. So they're a little bit older, but gear wrench, I guess, got together with Mastercraft Maximum. I haven't had any problem with these. I snipe them. I abuse my stuff pretty hard, honestly. Mac tools. These are handy. Don't use them a ton, but they're super handy. And then Snap-on flare wrench nuts, wrenches. The offsets. These are Craftsman. Most of this stuff is gear wrench. And I recently switched over. I had the metric set in Westward as well, and I just thought maybe I would upgrade. I thought about going with like Snap-on. I thought about going with Mac, and then I settled on gear wrench because the price difference and kind of I abuse the crap out of my tools. Like I'll torch them and bend them, and I'll hammer them, I'll snipe them, and I just can't bring myself to spend Snap-on money on something where I'm that rough with them. Plus, I figured the Westward's got me through about close to 20 years. Gear wrench is good enough. So I went with more gear wrench over here. These are 6 points. And then these are kind of weird. They have a use once in a while, but you can actually put it on something and you can ratchet it with the open end. So they saved my butt a few times, but it's not something I use often. Some of the common stuff that I use a lot, like 17 and stuff like that, I went 6 point on those as well. And then these I only recently got, and I'm loving them because like it's a 17 and a 19 with flex head. But the length, like that is just awesome. You get so much leverage. So also note these, I think they're a replica of the Ernst socket holders, or sorry, these are a replica of the Ernst wrench holders, but I actually bought these off Temu for a fraction of the cost. Extensions, ratchets, torque wrenches. Loving the Napa. This is totally my go-to coordinate drive. And the go-to Snap-on, as long as it's got a flex head. I actually want to pick up some of the gear wrench. The new XP120s, they look pretty legit. I think I'm going to try to find those. A few pry bars. Honestly, this half-inch one, I've broken so many half-inch ones because I snipe them all the time. I've even broken my Snap-on ones, but I've warrantied them, so it's fine. The torque wrenches, I mean, I think most mechanics probably have one of these. They're so handy for doing everything because it keeps track of angles as well as torque. So super handy. And I just use some old wrench holders just to keep my extensions from wobbling around too much. Do you like the Snap-on handles? Plus, I kind of started with Snap-on, so I stuck with them for a long time. I have recently gotten into some Wera tools. These are Torx, tamper-proof Torx. I really am digging these for the price point and the quality. I'm really happy with those. Hammer through. That's beautiful. This is like a Snap-on seal remover kit. Then some Snap-on stuff, some Snap-on scrapers, all my little picks and hooks, and yeah, you see what you get here. Messy, but air tools and hammers, as well as you see my 3/4" drive stuff. I don't bust it out often. I'm really digging these Mac Tools anti-vibe hammers. So the cool thing about these is all the tops are flat. So you can leave them upright, which is not really a gimmick because when I'm working on stuff, if I have it on the floor, and I'm doing something, I have to reach, you can reach down and grab it if you're holding stuff with your other hands. It's actually an amazing little feature. I'm not sure if the Snap-on ones are like that or not. I remember when I bought these a long time ago, that was their gimmick that they had. Recently gotten into some electric Milwaukee stuff, and I'm digging it. I got some more stuff around the shop. This I won't go through. This is more torque wrenchy stuff, more box set stuff. And then, of course, brake line stuff. Gotta have a junk drawer. Chisels, punches, files. Whoops. This is actually a super cool tool. Like, for less than $10 tool to keep in your toolbox. Let me show you this thing super quick since I've brought it here. Here's a quick demo on this thing. It's just so handy to have around. It's like any tool, not magnetic, right? I dropped this in the engine bay, and like a big magnet's just grabbing everything else. So just take this, shove it through the positive side to magnetize it. Voila! And then the same thing to demagnetize it, shove it through the negative side. No worky anymore. Pretty cool, right? That should be in everybody's toolbox, honestly. And some more box sets, taps and dies, brake caliper tools, pickle forks, fuel line tools, compression tester, oil tester, and my mask, which I should wear more often. Vacuum tester, stuff like that. Kind of short and sweet, but that is my main box. And then, of course, I won't go through this, but this is electrical, diag stuff, scan tool, everything to fix your electrical problems here. Well, thanks for checking out my video, guys. I'm going to throw some links up in the description to just some of these whole socket organizers and stuff like that. I really should quit procrastinating and get this tranny back inside this